Tonight in my dreams, I saw my father exactly the way he was a decade ago. His hair wasn't yet riddled with white strands, and a soldier would envy his posture. His eyes weren't bleak and clouded, but sparkling with joy. I dreamt that Father Kolya and I played hide-and-seek in our old house. Kolya and I did our very best to find good hiding spots. I picked a nook under the desk in the study, and Kolya hid behind a bookcase in the bedroom. Despite our efforts, it was no challenge for our father. He pretended to look for a little while to entertain us, like he often used to. But then, he scooped us up from our hiding places with a triumphant yell and hugged us tightly. His beard was scratchy, but I dug my face in it anyway because I wanted to feel closer to him. Suddenly, he grew incredibly thirsty. His lips became dry, and his skin started to crack from dehydration. He managed to find bottles around the house, but as he drank from them, they filled with seawater. The game couldn't be delayed any longer, and it was his turn to hide. Kolya and I closed our eyes and counted to 13. When we opened them, he was gone. For hours we looked and looked all over, but in vain. Exhausted, we sat down on the floor. Kolya turned to me and said, "We're never going to find him again, are we?" I woke up before I was able to give an answer. These dreams are becoming so vivid. Is this my life now? To dream such things for all eternity. Oh, such a mess. She's clearly in pain. And here I thought she was the one who understood all this vampire stuff better than anyone. I'd better get dressed and then make a start on fixing this room. What was that?
Lisa?
It's talking to me. The doll is talking to me. Who? What are you?
I'm Petya.
Petya?
What is happening, Lisa? I feel strange.
You don't remember? You died. You were murdered.
But how can that be? I'm here now, talking to you. And why are you so tall all of a sudden?
You're inside Matilda now, the doll you made.
How is that possible?
There was a ritual. Elisa, she wanted to bring you back to life. She took an object that was dear to you to work as a conduit.
My doll?
Yes. She had so little time to find something. It was Kupala last night.
What? But that means I've missed so much time.
I'm so sorry, Petya.
Thank you, Lisa. I don't know what's going on, but it's comforting to have you here. You do, however, seem strangely calm, given what you're seeing, and how I apparently came back into being.
To tell the truth, I saw your body drained by one of us. You see, Petya, I'm a vampire.
A vampire?
Yes, just like from the old legends.
And Elisa?
Is one as well. In fact, most of the people you saw on the day you died were vampires.
I guess I shouldn't be too shocked given my current situation.
Lisa! Lisa, are you up yet? I have a task for you.
Who was that?
The vampire that turned me. Sorry, but I need to go and see what he needs.
Wait, before you go, can you please put me on your shelf? It's a little unnerving being down here. Ah, much better. I can actually see now. Thank you.
Do you think you'll be okay alone while I'm gone?
Might be for the best, honestly. I think I need some quiet time to take in all you've said. Do you mind not telling anyone about my resurrection just yet?
Even Elisa?
Especially her.
I see. Of course, it will be our secret for now.
To what do I owe the pleasure, Miss Morozova? There's the apple of my eye. Do you have some good news for me?
Here, as requested.
Excellent. Yes, this is it. I sense the blossoming of a wonderful partnership between us, Lizaveta. Come by in a few days. Who knows, maybe I'll have some other opportunities.
It doesn't hurt to stay in the loop, I suppose.
My thoughts exactly. Dr. Morozova, how nice to see you.
So, have you got any more jobs for me?
Actually, another opportunity just came up, if you're interested.
I'm listening.
Another friend of mine is in the market for music cylinders, is it? The new rage, apparently, among a certain audience. Are you familiar?
I am, as one should be. Brilliant piece of technology. Each cylinder can contain up to 2 minutes of music. Can you imagine?
Blimey. Well, in that case, we'll have to charge him double. One must support the market for art and technology, don't you agree? That's the only way to keep the progress going.
Ah, Kirill, always thinking about the people.
I just can't help it, Lisa. My big heart has always been my weakness. Anyway, I heard that a mutual friend of ours has quite a collection.
Anastasia?
That's right. Why don't you borrow some from her collection? I'm sure they're just gathering dust in their fancy house anyhow.
Hasn't their family had enough grief?
I do it for the sake of the arts. The cylinders long to be played. Trust me, they'll hardly be missed. Well, I'm surprised Evgeny hasn't gambled them away already. And I'll be extra generous with your take. Promise.
What do I have to do?
So glad you asked. Take these 3 cylinders, replicas, just swap them for the real thing. Obviously, I'd prefer you bring all 3, but if you only manage 1 or 2, I'll make do. Let's say there'll be a bonus for the full set, eh?
Hand them over, and this had better be worth it.
Of course.
Greetings. All yours.
Lisa, I'm so glad you came. I was worried I'd scared you off.
I don't scare quite that easily these days.
Speaking like an old woman already, hmm? You needn't be in such a hurry to grow up.
I'm hardly a child.
Not for a human, no. After your first century, you'll start seeing things somewhat differently. The answer's 2, by the way.
Huh?
2 centuries. That's how old I am, more or less.
I wasn't going to.
No, but you wanted to, and I don't mind. I don't often get a chance to talk about myself in my profession. It's quite refreshing, actually.
Well, then do you mind if I ask you more?
Ask away. No promises I'll reveal all, though.
Why are you here? In this town, I mean. It seems like an odd place to set up a literary salon of all things.
Ah, that is a question with a somewhat complicated answer.
Complicated or not, I'd love to hear about it. That is, of course, if you're willing to tell me.
Very well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
A letter?
I received this several months ago. Enclosed with it was a key. This one, to be specific. Go on and read it. Tell me what you think.
That's not a letter at all. It's a riddle.
Precisely.
Was there anything else with it?
Indeed, there was one other slip of paper with a date and town name, the time and place of my siring.
Then, the truth of that night.
I have never known my sire. They fled the scene while I was still unconscious. I almost burned alive that morning, not realizing I could no longer walk in daylight.
How did you even manage to survive?
Ingenuity, instinct, trial and error to some degree, and I did eventually find others of our kind. I learned that it's considered quite irresponsible to turn someone without staying with them. That was a comfort.
I'm so sorry, Arbin. That's terrible.
Yes it was. But I survived and eventually found others of our kind. I've traveled all over the world, drunk deeply of its riches. I'd almost managed to forget the matter of my wayward sire completely when, well, just rude, really. I'd almost finished accepting that I'd never know. As for the riddle itself, I narrowed the first part down to this town.
I don't get it at all. How did you know it meant this town?
First, I tried towns with eagle in the name, but that was a dead end. Then I thought, the eagle-less might be a person. The name Orlov, as it happens, derives from the word eagle in some Slavic languages. I took night flying to mean this Orlova would be a vampire, et voila, Countess Orlova who roosts by this town.
That sounds complicated.
Indeed, but I do happen to enjoy a good puzzle. But that is, sadly, where I paused my search, for now. Between the salon and the Cabernet, I haven't given the rest much thought. I'd like to, but something has been holding me back.
What if I tried to solve it?
Well, that'd be very sweet of you, lovely. I'm hardly going to stop you, am I? But don't go out of your way. If whoever it is really wanted to see me, they could have spoken plainly, honestly. Here, take the silly thing. Let me know if you have any luck.
Arbin covers it well, but it really seems to be bothering her. It can't hurt for me to try and solve this. Although, that might be easier said than done. Someone's carved something into the wall here. Better hope the minister doesn't find out. This looks like a pair of feet, and under them, the name Kovac. Walking with God on high. I don't feel particularly holy, but that must be one of Arbin's riddle answers.
Lisa! Am I happy to see you?
Huh, you're awfully chipper.
I am indeed. And why shouldn't I be?
I was worried for you, you know. I thought I wouldn't get to see you again.
I know. And thank you for trying to convince me not to go through with it. The burden I could have so easily put on the people I loved if I was killed. I can't believe how selfish I was. I'm truly sorry. And even if I survived, just imagining killing another human being, how could I have ever lived with myself?
I'm glad you finally understand. Better late than never, I suppose.
Only if you're as lucky as I am. I can't thank the stars enough for protecting me from myself.
Stars. Yeah, right. I take it the muse is treating you well?
I don't want to jinx it, but I can't deny, work has been coming along rather well. Believe it or not, in the last couple of days I wrote 12 sonnets. At this tempo, I'll finish another book in no time.
That's incredible. So it was true after all. The magic of your old journal did the trick?
I know, in retrospect, it may sound silly, but I truly believed that the key to everything was in it. And I can't stress how grateful I am for your help. Truth is, I was stuck in one place all this time, and no journal in the world would help me get past it. When I came back from that dreadful duel, I couldn't do anything for the first couple of days. I was ashamed to look people in the eye and shut myself out completely. I slowly started to realize how horridly things could have gone and how unbelievably grateful I am to fate, and to you, Lisa, for the chance at a new beginning.
That sounds beautiful. I'm almost envious of your enlightenment despite the way it came. But you've struggled with writing for so long. How did you overcome it?
Honestly, it came from that same grace. At first, I locked myself inside the house, hiding from everyone. Whenever I did that in the past, all I could think about was drinking. But this time, I felt moved, inspired, and the desire to write overtook me instead. I have to say, I much prefer this obsession.
There isn't much else to say except that I'm so proud of you, Evgeny. I should go. I mustn't stand between you and your art.
Don't be silly.
I'll be looking forward to the new book.
So will I. Lizaveta.
Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Classic. That's one cylinder swapped. Some dusty sheet music. Glinka's A Life for the Tsar. That will sell well, no doubt. Second cylinder swap? Check. Liebestroma by Franz Liszt. A rare find. And that's all the replacement cylinders that Kirill gave me. I did what I came for. Time to get out of here. Oh, there's something carved into the brick over here. A crude rendition of a head next to the name Antonina. Is this one of the clues from Arbin's riddle? Hello.
Oh, you're Lisa, aren't you? The doctor's apprentice.
That's right. Good evening, Nicolina. I just came to check in on how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm fine, dear. Thanks for asking. Much better after you and Dr. Volkov came to visit. Oh, it's very kind of you to stop by, especially after I've been such an arse to you.
That's quite all right. No need to worry.
I don't know what came over me that day. It's nice to see a bright young lady in your profession. Makes me feel like not all is lost in our country. Godspeed, dear.
Thank you, Nicolina. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Good to see you again, Doctor. Still owe you big for saving me the other night. Without you, I'd have been a gunner.
Just doing my job, Demyan. I trust you've been well since?
Better than well. My adventure at the lake has made me quite popular around these parts. The villagers can't get enough of my tale. The ladies love to see the scar too. All worked out just fine, really.
I see. Well, make sure you still take it easy with that injury.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I've been making it a habit to stay out of the fields, even before my little mishap. Life's too short for that drudgery. My talents are far better suited for entertaining the local maidens.
If you say so.
Stop by again soon.
Must be Marusa's bookshelf. Wouldn't be surprised if those are on loan from Roman. Can't imagine she can afford this kind of collection. The furnace is still warm. They must have put out the fire recently. I bet it's so cozy on the top shelf now.
My lady, I didn't expect to see anyone out here tonight.
Better to fish in solitude?
Better to be alone for what I plan to do.
What do you mean by that, Trophime?
I'm done serving others. No longer will I let them abuse me and believe their false promises.
There must have been moments of happiness along the way.
Once, maybe. But that time is long behind me. I refuse to sit here and take it anymore. Instead, I'm gonna let the Rusalkas take me into the darkness. You hear that? You daughters of despair. I'm letting my guard down. I'm asking for you to drag me to hell at last.
All that has led him here, still stuck under the thumb of the Countess. Maybe there's something I can do for him. Trophime, life is hard. It's brutal and punishing, but you can't give up.
And why not? Why push yourself through all this pain? What's the reward?
Some believe their reward awaits them after death. Are you not a believer?
Do I look like a believer? And besides, that's not something you or your ilk have to worry about. There's only one place you're bound.
Trophime.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lady. That was a terrible thing to say. I'm so sorry. For everything. For my life. For the pain I bring others.
Go home and pull yourself together. You're not thinking clearly. Just sleep this off, and we'll talk another time.
Aye. That sounds wise.
Take care of yourself, Trophime.
Good night, my lady.
What's Elisa doing here? It doesn't seem as though she's noticed me. I should just watch and wait for now. A secret hideout? What are you doing, Elisa? Hello again, stranger. You like that, huh? Oh, just listen to that purr. There's something carved into this tree. The name Arhipovna, enclosed in a heart. But that's a patronymic, not a name. Unless... could this be one of Arbin's clues? The two that lie alone. Lover's Island. Yes, that fits. Antonina Arhipovna Kovac. That's the solution to the riddle. Or at least the middle part. I should go tell Arben. I love listening to water. Nature makes the best music sometimes. I haven't seen this girl around town before. How odd. Lovely night, isn't it? Those eyes. Did it suddenly get colder?
Brave to come here alone at night.
I could say the same to you.
You could. The moon shines her light upon all matter of strangeness here. Strange creatures and stranger deeds.
I don't believe I've seen you before.
Nor I you.
Do you live out here?
No.
Oh. Do you live in town then?
No.
Where do you live then?
No.
My name's Lisa, by the way.
Has it done you much good?
I don't know. I suppose it has.
Mind it not.
Oh. Why's that?
It got washed away.
Oh.
The lake washes away all sort of things. Names and love and blood. In the end, it all dissolves into the water. I tire of speaking. An instrument unplayed falls out of tune. But even so, this duet was not unpleasant, little bat. Your kind rarely sing so sweet.
Little bat?
Come again, Lisa. I'll be waiting.
What was that? Come again, she said. Maybe I will. Let's see. Ha! A secret handle underneath the moss. Very clever. What's all this? And what's that smell? It's making me a bit lightheaded.
Who's there? Lisa?
Oh no.
How did you find this place?
I followed you.
You... what?
Well, not the whole way, but I saw you by the ruins and...
But not to the island?
No, that was a coincidence.
Well then, I suppose I won't have to kill you. You may as well make yourself comfortable. Now that you're here, I suppose I should welcome you to my little boutique.
Boutique? Just what is this anyway?
It's called hookah. Something a little different from the usual fare around here, Finally, somewhere to spend the evening that isn't that dreadful vodka bar or Arben's place. No offense to her, but I tire of the same old company.
You run this place?
Naturally. Would you care to try some?
I'd better not. It seems a little too close to smoking for my comfort.
Suit yourself. At least make yourself comfortable.
The smell is intoxicating, but not unpleasant. The smell is intoxicating. Ooh, this feels incredibly comfortable. I fear if I sit on it, I might fall asleep.
Listen, the Countess doesn't know about this place, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. Your secret's safe with me.
Oh, thank you. I was worried I might have to kill you. Joking.
Yes, of course.
Mother has been particularly restrictive of my actions recently. I just wanted something to call my own. And the extra income doesn't hurt either.
So the Countess doesn't know that you're doing this?
Precisely. You see why this needs to stay underground, so to speak. But enough of me. How are you, Lizaveta? Enjoying your new eternity?
It feels restrictive, not being able to go out during the day.
Yes, yes, you understand. So much time afforded to us, and yet half of it is useless.
Well, you know what they say. Half of eternity is still eternity. At least, that's how I'm trying to see it.
As entertaining a diversion as this was, I suppose I should attend to my duties. You should come again, though. It's difficult to find a decent conversation partner these days. The vampires are so stagnant, and the humans too fragile.
You mean...
Petya, yeah.
I'm sorry the ritual didn't work. Really.
Nothing to be done now. That's necromancy for you. Fickle and temperamental. But that's what I like about it. I hope it's a little less unpredictable for my next attempt, at least.
You're going to try to bring someone else back?
No, I've had enough of that. You could say I'm aiming for something a little more abstract.
Which is?
Do you remember when I asked you about the sunrise?
Yes, I do. Don't tell me you... But isn't that fatal?
Usually, yes. But that's where necromancy comes in. There should be some form of protection spell that will permit me to shield my body from the sun's rays. It's only in the theory stages for now, but I'm making progress. Well, what do you think?
Oh, it sounds lovely. To see the sun again.
If it works, perhaps I could replicate it. But I get to go first. Enough. I'll be here all night at this rate. Stay if you like, or don't.
It's about the Hussar.
About how he won't give me a moment's peace? Trust me, I know.
He knows you're up to something, or rather, the Countess does.
Ugh. Can't he just look the other way? Seriously, would it kill him to look the other way?
I'm not sure he can he? I mean, I don't know a lot about your family's magical contracts, but I assume refusing an order is bad news.
I wouldn't know anything about that nonsense. I make it a habit to distance myself as far as possible from the dealings of my family.
Your father contracted the Hussar to a life, an eternity of serving your family. How can you possibly not care?
It's not that I am completely heartless about my parents' dealings, the few that are even shared with me. But I learned a long time ago that I have to look out for myself, too.
Well, perhaps this is a perfect opportunity to do both. Releasing the Hussar puts an end to his snooping, keeping your establishment safe from the Countess.
Well, when you put it that way, It certainly makes it all a bit more interesting. Let me think. You said serve my family, right? Maybe I can make a counter order.
Can't you just break it?
That would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it? Contracts are so distasteful. But it depends on how it was worded. Contract magic is an art in and of itself. And Father was a maestro.
But there is a chance it could be broken.
You'd have to figure out the original wording first. If you do, and if you figure out a loophole, let me know.
I will. Thanks, Elisa.
Don't thank me yet. Really, it's not going to be easy. You'll have to excuse me. Arben makes this look so simple.
I'd better report back to the Hussar.
You know this used to be my dress, right?
Really? No, I had no idea.
Uh-huh. Brought it to me from France after a big fight. She always preferred bribes to apologies.
I see. I didn't mean to steal it away from you. Would you like to have it back?
Sweet of you to ask, but don't worry about it. I just wish Mother would have asked me first. I am done with it anyway. Never thought it was a good fit. See you around.
The fabric of the seat seems durable, but feels silky and so soft. Good job, Elisa. The sunrise, huh? Elisa certainly is ambitious. I'm a little curious whether she'll be able to pull it off, though. I suppose I'll just have to wait and see. There's something else I must attend to today instead.
How may I assist you today? Another happy customer.
Hi, Lisa. How is young life?
So, I managed to speak with Elisa.
How'd it go?
For Elisa's sake, I should try to be discreet. She was holding a gathering of some kind, for vampires. Seemed like she wanted to start her own social circles.
Makes sense. I don't blame her for trying to strike out on her own, really.
Are you going to keep stalking her?
Don't have much choice.
Actually, I was talking to Elisa about that.
About what?
Your contract with the Count. If we can figure out how to break it, she might be able to help since she's part of the Count's family.
She said that?
She clearly has little love for these kinds of dealings, and there is some benefit to her if you're no longer on her tail.
That's Elisa, through and through. It's a nice thought, but...
Don't you think it's worth trying?
Yeah. Not getting my hopes up, though. It's not like it was a complicated contract. I was dying, didn't have much time to negotiate. But in it, he said had to be... what was it? Something about lions.
Not... leonine?
Come again?
Like the fable. There's 4 animals hunting a deer, but when the lion goes to carve it up into 4 parts, he gives all the parts to himself. So, a leonine contract is one that only favors one party. I suppose even magic contracts have rules.
Huh. That makes sense. Anyway, point is, there was a condition. Serve my family's house, and in return, we will not meddle in true matters of your heart.
That's oddly specific.
Yes, well, there were reasons.
Which were?
Unimportant.
You don't know that.
I would prefer not to talk about it.
I gathered that, but I still need to know.
Matters of the heart were what got me killed. Well, almost killed. My lover was not so fortunate. He was gone before the Count got there.
He?
Yes, he.
Oh, so you,
Yes.
Ah.
Happy now?
Well, it might be useful to know.
Perhaps. It never really came up again. Not really the sort of thing you can force, either. If you think of anything, feel free to let me know. You know how to find me. I gotta figure out what I'm going to tell the Countess.
Matters of the heart. Oh, how infuriatingly vague. Arbin!
You're looking awfully chipper, lovely. Wait, don't tell me.
I think I've got it. Part of it, at least. The 3 clues combine to make a name. Antonina Arhipovna Kovac.
So that's our guide and shrine, is it? I can't say it rings a bell. And I dare say I know most people in this town by now. What was the next part again? Follow them to their final rest.
That wording's strange, don't you think?
Indeed. What exactly are we meant to be following?
Maybe if we start from final rest. That has to be death, obviously.
Oh!
What? What is it?
Of course. One's final rest is in a grave. If we find Antonina's grave at the graveyard...
we'll find the truth. Should we go straight away?
Not tonight. I've waited so long for this. I don't think I'm quite ready yet.
I'll be with you when you're ready.
From you, I'd expect nothing less, lovely. Hi, lovely. What can I do for you? There you go.
Ah, my favourite customer. What can I do for you?
Here.
Let's see. 3 of a kind. You're wasted in medicine. It'll take a few days, but you'll be rewarded handsomely. I'll see to it. To what do I owe the pleasure, Miss Morozova? Coming right up.
Hi there. Ugh, get away from me!
Pumpkin, how did you get in here? You are a cat-shaped enigma, aren't you? You've certainly made yourself comfortable. Well, since you're already here, you are welcome to stay. I could use another friend. Well, in that case, welcome home. I'm sure the doctor won't mind. I feel like it's one of those situations where it's better to seek forgiveness rather than permission. You'll be well behaved, won't you? Ah, were you waiting for me? You know, Pumpkin, you are without a doubt the most content individual I've ever met. I wonder how old you are. Cats already live such short lives. I know, I shouldn't dwell on such sad thoughts, but it just seems unfair. I'd miss you terribly if anything happened to you. That is, unless... You know, I reckon you'd make an excellent vampire. What do you think? Nah, that's just a silly thought, isn't it? Besides, you're perfect just the way you are, Pumpkin. That's the spot, Doctor?
Now what if I try this? Will that work? I know that can't work. Well, maybe.
Dr. Volkov? I've never known the doctor to keep his office so dark. Doctor? Dr. Volkov? Is everything all right?
Ah! Please lower that! I'm fine, my dear. Don't worry about me.
If you say so.
I do. Now, please, just listen to me. I need some blood samples. But not just any samples. Only the highest quality will do. Go to this address.
This is the town's literary salon. Can the samples only come from there?
Of course. Are you questioning me? Who's the doctor with decades of experience?
I've never seen the doctor like this. What's happening to him?
Look, it'll be good for you to see this place for yourself. To see the vital work that is carried out there for our kind. The samples should be stored in the back room.
This all sounds rather odd.
You need to start understanding our ways better. This is an opportunity to do just that. Now hurry, please.
How odd that the doctor would send me here. I thought this was a place to exchange words, not scientific samples. Strange that it's empty. Hello? Anyone here? The doctor said the samples should be in the back room. Where could it possibly be? How curious. Didn't I see this key on Arbin's ear? Arbin has an excellent selection, doesn't she? Wait a second. Is this a keyhole on the back side of the cabinet? Ah, the key fits. I can see what's behind the cabinet now. Let's see. What is this?
Lisa? What are you doing back here?
Arbin? Is that you?
Of course it is. It's my salon, isn't it?
Could have fooled me. Sure looks like a haunted house right now. The doctor sent me for samples, but I didn't expect this here. Or of you.
Oh, poor dear. I see now. No wonder your face looks well beyond death. When was the last time you drank? Here, have some of this. There. Feel a little better?
As well as can be in the situation.
Look, everything isn't as bad as it seems. I'm actually quite surprised that dear doctor didn't better inform me beforehand. No matter now. Take a look around. I'll answer any questions you may have.
They're not dead, just in a trance.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, lovely.
Your vessel, huh?
Fancy, isn't it? Soft as a cloud. I tell humans that I'm safekeeping it for a local coffin maker.
So, who are these people?
Revolutionaries. The people's champions, according to them. Oof. They want to bring change to this country? There's no changing it, only slapping a fresh bandage on an infected wound. But so long as they continue to supply me with their hot blood, then who am I to question their goals?
So, are they all right?
Perfectly fine. As they're not too keen on watching the process, we've agreed to use chloroform. Of course, I actually put them into a trance, whispering sweet words in their ears. They're probably dreaming of a new world, one filled with equality and peace among men. I do admire their passion, but mortals always think of the short-term goal. Some quick snap of the fingers that brings about cataclysmic change. Then they die, and don't live long enough to see how little really changes, and so the cycle repeats.
So, what exactly is the purpose of all this?
This is for my ethically sourced Cabernet. I'm rather annoyed that Pavel didn't tell you.
Ethically sourced?
We vampires must feed to survive like any other creature, right? We are wolves in the night, stalking prey. But unlike wolves, we talk and interact with our prey, get to know about their lives and why they matter. So do we have to resort to violence? It's a question we often have to face and deal with. But I have found willing volunteers. I of course can't tell them the blood's true purpose. So I have them believe it's all for the doctor's medical research. Not fully a lie. Making decent Cabernet is hard enough. 3 out of 5 batches fail. At least this way, I don't have to worry about harming people in order to source the main ingredient.
I didn't know that. Is that why it's so expensive?
Indeed. Cabernet has only been around a couple decades, and the tools are far from perfect. I sure hope they make it easier one day. That could change everything.
So...
Hold on a second. I need to see to this. They're about to wake up. Stay and get to know them. Understand why I do what I do.
All right.
Actually, can you do me a favor and bandage their arms while I wake them?
Of course. Textbook capillary bleeding. Shouldn't be hard.
Great job. Thanks. It's hard to do both at the same time. 大家起身啦，夠鐘啦。朋友，而家係起身嘅時候啦。
Arbin? Is it over already?
Yes, Yvonne. You've done well.
All that came from us? No wonder I feel exhausted.
Don't worry, Gosha. You're both young. You'll soon replenish your stock.
It's always strange to hear you call our blood that. It's so clinical.
Oh, Arbin, who is this?
This better be a friend.
So jumpy. Please relax. Lisa's here on an errand for the doctor.
Ah, here to collect our fluids.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
It's always nice to meet a new face around this town, especially one not yet disillusioned.
Let's not be too hasty, Gosha. We don't know where her loyalties lie yet. Perhaps she would do well to exhibit some more of it.
Well, now that introductions are out of the way, I must thank you for your contribution and wish you good luck. I have to get this new batch of medical samples prepared now.
Of course, Arbin. We'll see you when it's our turn again.
Come on then, Gosha. I could use a stiff drink after all this. We should recover our strength.
It was nice to meet you, Lisa. If you ever fancy a chat over a bottle of vodka rather than a bucket of blood, we frequent the bar at the end of the street.
Why doesn't your group meet up here?
No offence, Arbin, but the prices there fit our budget better.
None taken.
We have some urgent duties to fulfill in the upcoming weeks, but we do have plans to meet there soon, if you'd like to hear more.
Hope to see you then.
If you decide to take them up on that offer, be prepared. They can drink you under the table. Not sure my head has ever fully recovered.
Duly noted.
Now, as for your errand, I always keep a sample stash for the doctor on hand. Feel free to grab it from the shelves at the back of the room. Oh, and I assume you have my earring?
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Thanks, lovely. I'll see you around.
Found it. Good Lord, it looks appetizing. What a night. I should return to the doctor now with these samples. I've returned with the samples, Dr. Volkov.
Good. Very good. Now bring them here, quickly.
Here it is. You've been working such long hours. Perhaps you could use a break? I'd be happy to prepare some tea.
No time. Far too much to be done. Now, since your task is complete, I give you leave to spend the next few days as you see fit. Do not disturb me. I will need complete concentration for my work.
If that's really what you want.
You may leave now.
As you wish. What should I work on today?
Lisa, I was wondering if I could ask a favor of you.
That rather depends on the favor.
Oh, of course, it isn't much, really. I know I asked you to put me up here in the first place, but I was hoping you might lift me down onto that vanity. I would climb down myself, but if I were to fall and Matilda were to break... Best not to think about it, if you would be so kind.
There you go.
Oh, the paint is cracked here, and this blush needs to be darker.
I still think she looks lovely.
You were very kind, Lisa. I suppose being this close makes the flaws all the more evident. Although, I wonder if I can even sew or paint with these hands. No, I must try to make the best of this situation. However bizarre it may be. Thank you, Lisa. I suppose I should return to my shelf now. Enough vanity for one day, eh?
Here, let me help you.
Ah, my thanks.
There.
Home sweet home.
Well, what did you think?
Of what?
Your new appearance. It took me some time to get used to being dead. I imagine being in a doll's body must be significantly stranger. Not to mention a female doll at that.
Oh. You know, that part hadn't occurred to me.
That's understandable. I imagine you had other things on your mind.
Precisely. And to be honest, until I looked in the mirror just now, it hadn't really sunk in that this is how I look now. It isn't ideal, but I suppose it is better than being dead.
He doesn't sound completely convinced of that.
I shouldn't keep you any further. Thank you for your help.
I feel a little sorry for Petya, stuck there like that. Perhaps if I fetched him some sewing supplies, he would at least have a way to pass the time. And I know just the thing. If I'm not mistaken, Matilda's dress is velvet. Some silk thread, and needles small enough for him to hold. I should be able to find some at the general store.
Ah, my favourite customer. What can I do for you?
Hello, Kirill. Just stopped by for my share from the job before.
Ah, Elisaveta. Here, take it. I'm glad you're here. I could actually use your assistance with something.
Again? What did you do before I moved here?
I've suffered greatly, clearly, but that's beside the point. Listen, the owner of the general store, they're undercutting me.
I assume now you're going to explain how that is my problem?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to keep a business afloat in this town? And he thinks he can try to cut in on me.
What exactly has he done?
Vodka! Cheap vodka! Even cheaper than mine! The absolute cheek of it!
Could you not just reduce your prices?
It's the principle of the matter. Now obviously I could go and have a conversation with him, businessman to businessman, but I thought it might go over better from someone without someone who isn't me. Goes without saying, I'll make it worth your while.
You'd better.
Of course.
Apologies.
Anything particular you're looking for? Another happy customer. Anything particular you're looking for? Good night.